Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I am streaming some 2D4X like I usually do on the weekends. 99% of the time, I did stream this on Saturday and Sundays on Twitch and YouTube. This is a 2D4X game, open source that I'm making. It takes place in North America, but I only have these test counties. This is a strategy game similar to many other strategy games that I'm taking influence from, Dominions, uh, uh, Paradox games, shit like that. Um, we have been, when I say we, because chat helps me out a lot, uh, and I'm also learning C# and Godot while I do this, so it's I do many things wrong. I think I do some things right. Anyways, we are working on right now making it so that like the population of each county. So we have this. There's this bug here. I don't know. We're gonna fix that hopefully today. No, we probably won't get to that. I'm way too optimistic. I'm always like, well, we're gonna do these 7 things, and then we do one of them. Look at this. Look at what's going on up here. This shit's getting cut off. Oh, is that just from this? Oh, it is. Look at that, it's too tall. Motherfucker, another bug to add to the list. Like I said, this is open source, so I have a project here that we're gonna go to, and I'm gonna add this here. We need to delete some of these old branches as well. I always do a test. I did this. I typed in this test, and I didn't even see. I don't think it came over either. So let me do a test again here. I always got to test the YouTube chat to make sure it's working. Twitch chat always works. Okay, that time it worked. It takes like a minute sometimes, and if I don't test it, then it doesn't work, I feel like, and then I miss chat from people on YouTube. What are we doing? What was that scene? That was the population. Population. What is that thing called? I suddenly forgot. Population list. Population list is overlapping the top bar too much. And so this is an issue. So you have this giant project with all these different things, and I really need to go through and make sure all this stuff is correct. I think I decided on this one to take them out of the population. I think I did. I'm going to edit this. I think I decided to take the heroes out of the population. There's 2 different types. There's like people who just live in an area, and then there's what I call heroes. I don't know, heroes of might and magic. Look at all these things that are piling up. But the first thing we got to do is there was actually another update that was out 3 days ago, and I updated this. I updated the README yesterday, but I should have checked to see if there was another beta for Godot, and it's there. So that's all I had to do for that. So that's fixed. What we are working on today, though, is if we unpause this and let it go till 1 a.m., it's going to run a bunch of stuff, and it's basically there's people. Oh, there's a typo in that thing, but that's fine. I thought I changed that. What is that under? I thought that was like one of the last things I did was I just put a space there. Where the hell is that thing? Population AI. So basically, yeah, I thought I put it. Maybe I didn't save it or something. Basically, we have it so that people will eat food that's available, but nothing happens when they run out of food. They just stop eating, and it says there's no food at all, and we need to make it so something happens when there's no food at all. And in fact, if it goes through these lists and there's nothing here, we need to have it like the final check that's for this. And I think what we can do, I was thinking I would need to rewrite a whole nother thing. So I have this like everyone is starving thing, but it actually shouldn't. I think we can copy this thing down, actually. I'll just do this right here. We don't need that comments, but We'll do this. Eating the last of the food. Then major penalty for starvation. So we should be able, and the heroes eat first, then the armies, then the county population eats. So that's what we're going to do first here. Lord Mac, how's it going? So this is what we're going to do. And so this is one. We want this global to be one, and we want this to be here. I think we can just run this, and then when we have a... we got to get them to starve. It's did I create that global yesterday? Let's see here. There was I think I did. Here it is. Days until damage from starvation. Yeah, so I added hit points too. So people have hit points. And then they start losing hit points after 15 days of... They're going to be very unhappy, but they're also going to... we should put some sort of thirst thing in here. I don't think I'm going to do that right now, but let's put this in for the next round. Water needs. Because there is going to be, Eastern Oregon is filled with no water. Waffly, how's it going? I was talking about that last time. Yes. So this is all it is so far. There isn't much here. It's you're like, this is all you got. Got a research panel. You can click on these different things, and a population list that has some bug that we're gonna hopefully fix today, but I don't think we actually will. You can spawn guys, and you can turn them into army leaders. And then you can declare war on people. The war is very, very limited. It's very, very limited. It will show that these people are fighting because it's a real-time strategy. Oh, my guy's losing. These guys are still on the wrong side. See, this is my guy, and he's over here. This is his stats, and this guy is the guy we're attacking. So we need to swap these. And there is I'm almost positive there's a... Man, we're doing a lot of missing over there. We're going to lose. Let's see if we run away like we should. Or if it bugs out. I haven't checked this in forever. Oh, yeah, there we go. Timothy Nelson has run away. Yeah. Eventually, now that I'm like... So the whole goal originally was to write the most simple part of each of the game, so every single part would be in the game at its simplest level, and then to go back through and making it more complicated. And I've done the one loop, and now I'm on the second loop. Thank you for the support, Lord Mac. And this second loop is each section is taking way longer because we're adding many more things. And it just dawned on me. So yesterday I was like, this math is wrong. What is going on? It's because the math wasn't off. It's because oh man, look at that though. Get out of here. Something went wrong with this top bar. See, look at this. This isn't centered anymore. And this is over this. Yeah, something went wrong with this top bar at some point. So it's not that this is overlapping that. It's something's wrong with the top bar. The population list. I always want to click close with comment. No, I just want to. All right. So we'll get to that at some point. But back to this thing. I think that what I wrote yesterday should work with this, except we need to have this part do something. Let's give these people no food at all and see what happens. We'll give them one food. County population generation? No, I want county generation. We gave them 4 food yesterday. 4 times 3 because there's 3 different resources. So this will give them 3 food. So they're going to run out immediately, and let's see what happens. because we should get this rainbow. There's no food at all thing. And we just gotta go to 1 o'clock. There we go. Uh-oh. See, I don't know what this -1's coming from. Umatilla amount of food -1. I wonder if we're doing the count weird. Check for scavenging food. Well, this is wrong. Check for scavenging food. This is wrong. We don't do it this way anymore. We have a food count. The banker has a thing. So we can go banker, count resource, count faction type. It's still weird that it's getting a -1. It's like if I just didn't have that GD print in there, I would never know this is a problem. Maybe it's not a problem. We want to do all faction somethings, all resources, no faction, all enums, faction resource type food. So this thing should count. What's your problem? You want the county data. We have that. Yeah, I guess that is important. We need to know what county this applies to. All right, so that there's going to be some stuff like that where there's old school ways of doing it, and I added, I guess, since I've written this, I added another. Yeah, that would have. I wonder what other weird shit we're going to run into there. Let's try this again and see if it counts it correctly. So I'm curious, that was just adding those two, fish and vegetables, together. And those should have still been not -1. Let's see here. So that didn't solve anything. Why would they be at -1? This happened yesterday too, and I just kind of stopped caring because everything else seems like it's right. Let's go back to that thing actually. What does the banker do here? Count everyone. It should just be adding all that shit together. Faction. No, we want this one. And yeah, we want this. So it goes through each type of the value, food, and if it's of that type, it then adds it to the amount and returns the amount. That should be amount of food. Check for scavenging food. So it gets all the food types in it. If there's not enough, this shouldn't matter, but I suddenly, I had that 0 equals 0 over there. I guess I can't. I don't think it matters because this should be new. Population AI. I was thinking maybe it was remembering the amount of food. I wonder why it doesn't like this thing. What do you want me to do? Just assign it directly? Remove redundant. Yeah, it just wants me to make that go back to how I had it. I don't think that's the problem. There's got to be something. Maybe my idea here isn't sound. So the idea is if there's one left, if it's greater than one, they do this. If there's something on the list, if it's greater than one, they subtract one, which would make it 0. So the next time it comes around, it's going to hit this, and it's going to be no, and it's going to go to this, and it's going to subtract 1, which is not. This is wrong. This is the problem. This, no, greater than 1. It can be 1. So this is right. So if it's going to be 1, so it gets to here and it's 1 and it subtracts this. So let's look in that Umatilla place. Let's look back here. What does this person say? Because somebody should have eaten some food. There's no food at all. Umatilla has a lot of people in it. What is my so-and-so ate? Oh, you know what? There's 2 different places where I needed to fix this. That's why I was like, I thought I fixed that space already. There's a bunch of spots that needed that space fixed. Deborah Foster. Is Umatilla one of ours? I don't think it is, so we can't look at the people in there. Deborah Foster ate 1. County has 0. There is no food at all. So he didn't eat anything. He didn't eat anything. He didn't eat anything. Nobody's eaten anything. And then they check for the preferred work, and then it says -1 is the amount of food. Let's double check this math one more time. The banker, I mean, we're just adding this shit together. You know what we could do? That's not going to help. It's going to happen too fast. I was going to say we could put a thing in there that said when it gets to -1, it tells us when. Let's look at this math one more time. Check enough county faction resource. No. Faction something. Count. Faction type. Return amount. Like this is pretty simple. There's not much going on here. It just goes through each resource of value, which is a resource data, and it adds them together. We can put a GD print in here and see what it's adding. Like how it should just be a bunch of zeros at that point. Go. We need a thing here. County data dot county name is counting food, and then we're gonna go resource. What we need is squigs. Resource data amount. You know what we'll do also is we'll put a name in here. Because then maybe it will tell us like, hey, this is the one that's fucked up. Not that though. And then we'll go here, then we'll run this again. If I can't figure it out, I'll just like let it slide for now, and then we'll figure out what that -1 is, because there's something else going on. Look how long this thing doesn't have the icon. I noticed this yesterday. It's new. That problem's new. Vegetables is -1. Steve Wood ate 1. Now it has -1. Keith Carter ate 1. Now that county has 0. All right, it's got to be this logic. This logic here has some flaw in it. It's this thing. Somewhere this is not working. Okay, so it goes to the person. Is there any perishable food? Is it greater than 0? And then if it's greater than 0, and it removes, if it's greater than 0, so this is the list. This is the number of things in the list. And then it randomly eats a food. It picks between the counts and 0. So if this is 0 and 0, or this is 0 and 1, you're going to get 0. And if the amount is greater than 1, so 2, it eats 1. And then it prints this thing out. And then it goes to here. So then when it's at 1, it should go down here. It should eat the last 1. This is, I don't know what to do with my fingers here. I'm counting on my fingers. And then it should remove it from the list. So then the next person, when it comes down here, there should be nothing on the list. So then it should go down to this other thing, and it should say, is there anything on the non-perishable food list? And if it's greater than 0, so which would be 1, because there's only 1 non-perishable food, and they're actually vegetables or perishable food. So this is happening. This is happening up here. I guess it is. Yeah. There's other ways to count on your fingers where you use your knuckles. It's kind of interesting that that's not a universal thing. Let's see. So, greater than 1. Remove from the non-perishable list. Remove from the perishable list. I'm just making sure that I don't have, because I did have some typos, or not typo, I don't know. I suddenly was wondering what is going on down here, but no, that's in the right spot. Random number. Random numbers up here. Hands are? You mean just in general, that how we can grasp and stuff? Our thumbs? They are. Without them, I don't think we would be at our current level of technology. Pretty sure we would not be at our current level of technology. Okay, so let's think. Wait, no, this is happening to the population. So it's because it's gotten past so I was thinking maybe it's the list is wrong or something. For each county population in the county population list, there's nothing that like kicks the same person back to eat twice. If the amount is greater than 1, they go in here. That's greater than 1. So this would be 1. What happens if we did this just to test? Else if this equals 1, we'll copy this up here. And we'll put this here. And then else, GD prints. Something is seriously fucked up. And maybe, oh, I typoed something wrong. Uh, maybe, well, we'll just, yeah, that'll be easy. We'll put this down here. And then we'll see if we get to that. Being blind would be interesting. Isn't there like a whole philosophical thing about like the blindness and like the guy in the cave? Um, okay. Whoops, this isn't what we want. We want to go to here. Okay, so it's not getting to that. It's still like, look at fish as a -1. How the fuck is it getting the negative amount? Is there anything else that subtracts from the food amount? Let's see, it happens like in almost every, it happens everywhere. I must be missing something simple. Like, there's no food at all. Everyone is starving. Everyone is starving. There's no food at all. So it does get to this. It's just when it gets to -1. Where the hell is this -1 coming from? We're going to do something silly here. We're going to go, if this is greater than 2, and I want to see if it leaves, if it goes to 0, or if there's something else that, like, there's some weird division somewhere that's throwing things in for a loop. It's going to go to 1 a.m. here. Okay, so is counting food as -1. So there's something else. So even, did I save this? I did. So even adding this thing, it's still there's something else somewhere else that's causing this -1 thing to happen. That has probably nothing to do with this logic. Is counting food. Yeah, is counting food. Is counting plus equals resource data amount. Count faction resource of type. So it goes all the way through. So this is the thing that I just added, and it's like, it adds these all up. It's vegetables. So like some of these, and then is it all? No, it's not always, because that one was fish. That other one was fish. So is there anything that takes away food? There shouldn't be anything that takes away food, but maybe there is like some old code or something that's like taking away. So what about if the faction, we run this and there's no lists at all because the lists have all been used up? Let's go back, like we run. How does this thing work? This is just adding the resources on there, but the resources at this point should all be like we're passing around the same resources. Um, what about if we look at this? Does it actually say -1 at the top? Oh, it does. This one doesn't have it though. Probably because there was no, there should have, this one should have it. There's going to be a lot to search for here. But we got to be doing. Let's do this. It's gotta be here though, in when they're eating. Like Julia Miller here, 8-1. Now that county has -1. How are you getting here, Julia? Where are you at, Julia? Let's look at something. Everyone is starving. We gotta find Portland in here. Because Portland we know Portland has the same issue. Tillamook is after Portland, I think. Cowlitz, it's too far. Cowlitz is the top thing. Where's Portland? I guess, oh, Portland's third. Douglas, where's Portland in there? That's storage. Storage. Who's somebody in Portland here? Joan Harris. John. Joan Howard or Harris? Harris. Joan, where are you? Howard? All right, I'm going to do this temporarily. She's in here somewhere. That didn't just, oh, it kicked me back to the bottom. I guess I was going from the top before. Maybe it's going through this twice, but even if it went through it twice, it should be like, there's nothing on this list. It could. Okay, wait. This had a thought. This gave me a thought here. Where was that? It does. This is the problem. I think I'm onto something. It's connect. Where the fuck is this thing? Okay, it creates this food list. Okay, so it creates this food list for every time it runs through. So it's going to be adding in the zero. The food list adds in. It doesn't give a shit how much food is on the food list. You following me? Like, so like if it's there's 0, it doesn't care. It's just going to add in the food, the resource in here. And we're doing it 3 times. I'm surprised it hasn't gone to -3 then. But so let's do this. Get list of food. So then we need and resource data amount is greater than 0. So it's not going to add it in there. Let's put a note in here because this is starting to get confusing. Is food that is perishable? No, it's is food that is food and there is some food. I don't know. Because we don't want it, and so it might return nothing. And I wonder if that will Here, computer. I wonder if that will bust something. Like if we'll bug out. I think that was it. That was it. So it's adding food to be consumed regardless. No, so it was adding to this list. So that it was going through every count, or it does go through every county, but it goes through every resource in the county, and it says, "Is this food?" And if it's food, it was adding it to these lists just for this particular thing. It's like just a temporary, like these lists are just temporary, just for the food frenzy of eating. But the problem was is that it was adding the food that they didn't have any food, and so it would. That's when the negative was coming back because we're running this 3 times somewhere. This no, not that. Uh, it's this thing. We're running this 3 times, so it was adding the empty food back in, and then it wouldn't. It was still. There was no chance to remove the food. Whatever. I think that fixed it. It's doing something, but all I see is zeros here. So this should. Now we need to put. Well, we can look. I think it should show. Everyone is starving, which isn't really true. 8-1 and is now at 0 because they're eating different types of food, I think. Now it's at 0. These people have a lot of food to eat. 1, 2. 1, 2. Well, we have to go back to Portland. So Portland, we can tell easier. Exactly. Well, no, it was the list was the problem. The list of food was the empty list. The list that said 0. It was adding the food resource that was already at 0 to the list of you can eat from here. And it shouldn't have been Wayne Cook. So this should all. Something is seriously fucked up. Lawrence, everyone is starving. Portland is counting food. Has 11 what? What is this? Portland has. This is going to be. Oh, is this the end of this line? No. But we're going to be looking for probably this thing. Nope. Nope. What happens if we just look for, I think this has county at the beginning. What happens if we just look for county data? There we go. So if we go through here, Portland is counting food. So at this point, we have 1 canned food, we have 1 fish, and we have 1 vegetable. So this person ate 1 something, and then this person ate 1 something, and this person ate 1 something. They should be out of food. But then it says that this person ate 1 something. So there's 1 extra food that it's getting here. So let's see what food. Maybe that's the other problem with that thing was that it's getting applied one extra food. So let's go back to this thing and say what food they're eating. Where was that? 8 food. Um, is there enough food? Go over there. Then we go to population eats food. And then something is getting fucked up, I think. Where did we put this? 8. Now the county has, what does this say? Now the county has 8 food. Now the county, okay. So this is the thing we need to change. Now the county has name. You need a plus in here or something. Oh, we need a thing. We need a thing like this. And then a thing like this. And that, except that needs to go there. There we go. Let's copy this. The whole thing. We'll just fix it. I gotta do this 4 times. Okay. It's all fucked up. I want to see what food they're eating. This is non-perishable. This should be perishable. This should be perishable. This should be non-perishable and non-perishable. I wonder if K and D will fix this. K and D will not fix this. It doesn't know what the fuck I'm doing over here with all these things. I had to fix for work. They wanted or work signatures to be like a template in a special way, and it was not working. So in Outlook, like Word and Outlook is all a mess, and if you're copying and pasting signatures, and I looked online and they're like, you have to go into the JavaScript or whatever the fuck it is. I don't think it's JavaScript, HTML, CSS to fix it. And I don't know that shit, but I was like fucking around with it. And one of the one of the lines was like 500 characters long. I don't know. It was so like I could scroll for days to the right in the signature. I spent like 4 hours on that thing, and it was a total waste of my time. All right, let's see. Oh, I don't need to click that, but it is nice to know we have 3 food. Oh, right, we need to have that update if we're selected on it. Remnants 0. So this could be that we have something. I thought I went through these again, but okay. Now they're eating scrap. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good on their teeth. Let's put these spaces in here just because I'm anal about this shit. Okay. So back to this. So somehow they're eating. Oh man, this person's eating wood. Starvation. Oh man, I read and I know they made a movie out of it. I mean, I know they made multiple movies out of it. In All Quiet on the Western Front, they eat bread in that, you know, because it's World War One. I mean, they eat bread. They eat bread now too. It's crazy. But the bread at some point is mostly made of sawdust, and so they were eating wood. I guess that's a spoiler. Okay, so what the fuck is this? This is supposed to be going 8-1. Now that county has wood 0. And they are eating remnants. Uh, so this list thing must be a problem. This get lists of food. Okay, so it's going through every faction resource type. GD print, adding to list. Oops, we need some squigs and shit. Well, I mean, all quiet on the Western Front's from the, you know this, I'm sure, from the German point of view. Let's see if this seems like. Okay, wait. This is the problem. I mean, I think it's getting the right. Wood is non-perishable in this game, so they are eating these things. So we need this. This all actually needs to go over here. This is the problem, I think, is that this is, so if it's the resource type was failing this thing, it was just adding it to the non-perishable list. So what we need to do is just put false in here, and we'll do this, and then else we don't give a shit. KD, man. Oh yeah. No, well, I wasn't at that was a bug. The wood, the scrap, the remnants. They're eating old lamps and shit, light bulbs. We're gonna assume that they're eating that too, for the starvation. There we go. Oh. So earlier I was saying I thought that would bug out, and I thought it was going to be this. Yeah, it's at a range. So at this point, there should be a point where it tries to add that thing to the list. And it can't. And so and then it's returning like null. And that didn't happen earlier, and I was like, oh, I guess that was a worry I didn't have to have, but turns out it was a worry. Where is this at? 150. 150. Yeah, because there's nothing on the list at this point. Oh. What do we got going here? This is wrong. That's all we have going is a typo. That's different. That's a different issue. It's not. I guess that's not a typo. I keep trying to figure out what that would be called. I was calling it a pasto because I pasted the thing. All right. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. All right, let's try this again. I guess maybe I don't have to worry about that returning nothing. I have that thing in there that says greater than whatever. All right, are you guys gonna eat some wood and some pliers? Let's see. We need to go to. So also, when these kind of bugs come up, it also makes me, when I'm playing an indie game and I'm like, Oh, they have something where you're accidentally eating wood. Um, the only reason I even noticed this was because of an old console thing. You know what I mean? Like there was, it was something was saying there was -1. I wouldn't have even noticed, and then I started adding more things to figure out what that -1 was. So I wouldn't have even noticed that there was a problem except by accident on this. And so yeah, I don't know what my point is. Yeah. um, I need to find, what did I call this thing? What did I do? I went. I keep doing this loop because I never know where my shit is. Get list of food. Adding to list is what I want to look at here. I look at all these this shit. Adding to list. Adding to list. Okay, so it does generate this list 3 times, but this is their list is now correct. There's no wood or remnants or whatever. So I think that that is solved. Let's go click on something. Yeah, and we didn't eat all of our. I even looked at that earlier. I was like, huh, there's 0, 0. Must have not had any, but I should have. That should have been a clue that they were eating that shit. So that's fixed. What was the other thing I just noticed though? Oh, it's going through that 3 times. Because it's being ran 3 times. I guess that's fine. One day we're going to do optimization and the optimization will make this better. And hopefully I'll know more stuff. Each time it'll be better. Is food and is there some, all right, so the food shit's done except the starvation. We got to make them starve now. Uh, So I don't think we should be getting this to this. No, we should. So let's go back from the top here, like the start of the stream was supposed to be. I mean, this is how it always is. Um, so everyone, how does this check? Okay, so this does the division to see if they get 3 food. This does it to see if they get 2 food, and this does it to see if they get 1 food. And then this is, whatever. Everyone is starving is not actually. Let's put people are starting to starve. And then this is also checking for 1 food. Like it's trying to get them to eat 1 food. And it's going to reduce their happiness. I'm going to put a note in here. It will will already reduce their happiness by 1 in the population eats food method. So that should already be happening. I didn't really check that. Did I put any things in it? Yeah, so this person's losing because there's no food. But when there's actually no food, when there's like no food, they should be losing more happiness. Rimworlding, you can talk about Rimworld. This is definitely has some Rimworld influences. I mean, how could you get away from it? Did I say I didn't want to talk about Rimworld? Okay, so they should be eating the leftover food at this point. So at this, we need to go to like a much. Whoever is starving the longest should eat the leftover food first. Motherfucker, that's a good idea. Yesterday self. Let's save this. Where you can set them. So that's back to, and I was thinking about this earlier too before I started streaming. When the economy, I'm calling it the economy, but it's not. I had another name for it, and then I forgot. When the economy changes, how you work. So right now, everyone just grabs whatever they want. but there's going to be a way to change it at the faction level as you research things. Um, and then you can set ration levels and do different things. And it currently, like the heroes eat first and stuff. And so I was thinking that, and I don't know, I don't actually really know how to do this, but I think that I looked it up at one point. Um, and this is back to that DI thing, dependency injection with interfaces. So basically, what we would do is we would have like a whatever, like a whatever. This is not going to let me do this, but whatever equals this, and then we would have multiple of these things, and we would adjust what they like. So if you did a click in the faction area that said that no one gets any food, I don't know, you say everyone gets to starve. Everyone's got to starve. You click that button, it would change what method is being run here. But right now we just have one method. So I think this is how you do it. And I think it is with that dependency injection thing. But right now there's only one way. We're making everything work this first way, hopefully. But yes, there is going to definitely be some different. So also right now, which isn't here, motherfucker. We're supposed to have the visitors eating food. But that isn't that hard, right? We just add in another thing. County data, visiting heroes. So this is going to be a policy. You know what? Oh, whoa! I didn't mean to do that. Let's put that for the next round. But they do need to be, because I just had a thought of how that's going to cause a bunch of. Well, let's get rid of this. Let's put in here visiting heroes need to be able to eat food too. That's going to apply differently because it's not going to give them happiness. It's going to give them. I mean, it could give them happiness, but it also is, and I'll put this in here. It needs to give faction, it needs to improve faction relations. We might have to do this sooner, though, than later, honestly, because it's going to be a major flaw pretty quickly. So let's put this also in here, but let's not do it this second. But that would be something you would change in your faction settings. Of each other, you mean? Like, that guy's a real dickhead. That should be something. I mean, it would be nice if they had. So I definitely want the possibility of a coup happening. So the population probably, I haven't really thought very deeply about it, but the population will have to like somebody to, join their coup. Man, there's so many of these. Okay. So we do need to do this. I'm going to put this everywhere. Everywhere. I'm going to put this in here. But we'll deal with this shit later. What we need to do is go back to this thing. I'm going to take a break, though. I'm just going to get to where we are here. Okay, so was it getting this seriously fucked up thing? Because maybe that is our... No. Okay, so seriously fucked up should have never happened, and it's not happening. What is happening here is there's no food at all. This is where we're going to start putting in the starvation mechanic. Starving. All right, and I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be back in less than I gotta stop my music here. And I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me put this up. All right, I'll be right back. That's you can't see you can't see that shit with that there. Here, we'll put that there. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I had to take a picture of my cat. Um, I had a question for chat, and just whoops, I just turned my camera off. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to, hey, get out of here. I wanted to turn my break timer off. Here we go. Um, if you're in a different country, is there equivalent term for rat bastard? I was thinking it's such a weird term, and I was wondering if there was an equivalent to rat bastard. Tell me if you have an equivalent. term to rat bastard. This is what I call long cat. when he when he when he just lays and he does another thing. Um, I'm just showing cat. That's the rest of the stream is just cat pictures. Let's see. I know I have 1,000 of this. Oh, here's one. This one's good. I call this shrimping. When he looks like a shrimp, when he like curls into shrimp shape. Yeah. Oh. Yep. There we go. All right. What was I working on? Oh yeah, starving. Starving. There's no food at all, and that's working, right? Just cat pictures. There's no food at all. Yeah. So this is working. So what we need to do is have some sort of like major penalty for no food at all. And then we need to keep track of how many days they've been starving. I got the rainbow, Joker. If you guys have cat pictures, you can post them too. As long as they're long cat or shrimping. Shrimping. In the far north, do they have an equivalent for rat bastard, Joker? I was trying to think of a moose bastard. I don't know. Okay. There's no food at all. So we need to keep track of how long they've been starving. So we're going to need a new thing in here. And it's going to need to check. Man, what a pain in my ass. All right, we'll put it into these expendables, even though I don't know. Let's put it underneath happiness, even though this is going to get kind of confusing here to find it. Let's put it up. I want it over here, so we'll put it here. Public int starving time. And then we're going to do that thing. It was control plus. We got to highlight it though. Control plus. And then it adds it in for us. And you know what we should call it though? Is days starving. Then we're going to go down here in that, yeah, now this is broken. Days starving. And then we're going to put this cut. And we're going to put this right here. And then we're going to go down to happiness. And we're going to go this days starving equals that. And then we're going to go save. And then we're going to get rid of that thing. Then back to here. We're going to go happiness. This is too long. We can't see this shit. We're going to go like this. We're going to put 0. We got an extra comma in there. And then we're going to do the same thing here. And we're going to put 0. I wonder if I could just put it now. We'll just do it like this. I don't want to be fucking with this cluster here, because we're gonna have that's gonna have more problems. All right. So now it starts at 0, and we're gonna go back to Burrito Cat. Is that when you wrap them in a thing? Is that on Discord? No Burrito Cats on Discord. Wrap them in a blanket. and a tortilla, and you eat them. So then we're going to go to here, and we're going to go to, it doesn't matter, any of these, and we're going to go to starvation. We have this. There's no food at all at this point. And we're going to go county population, days starving plus plus. And when it's doing long cat, or when it's doing shrimping, when it's shrimping. So then we'll add 1 day to the starving, and then if county population days starving is equal to global's instance days, what did I say? What did I call that? Starving something. Days until damaged to starving. And then if that equals that, I guess, someone was saying that I shouldn't be doing the equals as much. If somehow it goes over, then county population hit points -1. So every day that they're over 15 of starving, maybe we should put it at 10. It doesn't matter right now. We'll put it at 1 for testing, but so every day that there's days are starving is over this number, they lose a hit point. And then what we should do is that we should put it in no matter, like, I was thinking we should put a getter setter in that into this county population, actually, that when their hit points equal 0, they die. So that anything, they have 10 hit points. Like, they have 10 hit points to start with, though I don't know how. So they'll be dead in 25 days if they don't get food. We need to have them die, though. Then we need them to starve and die. So we should turn this into a getter setter, and regardless, let's see. We'll create, this is what we'll do. For now, I don't know. I think this will work fine. We need to keep it like track of the dead people for now. We don't really need to, but it will be at this time we'll keep track of dead people. Public globals list with notify county population, and then we'll say dead people list. And then with this county population, we'll turn this into a getter setter here. Way up here. We'll do this thing. And then we'll change this back. Whoops. We'll change this back. And then we'll make this private. And then we gotta do public int hit points. And we're gonna get, will you fill it in for me? I don't know why it wants this thing all the time now. Is that the better way to do it? Return hit points with the squigs set, and then whoops. This is gonna be hit points equals value. If hit points is greater or is less than 1, then we're going to write a new method. And we're going to, I wonder if we can do this. Can we, I guess we can. We can do this. We're going to write this method. And the method is going to say has died. That's going to be the method. And we're going to put it in here. We need one more of these, though. Go down here. We need one more of these again. There we go. Then we're just going to put this over here. We're not going to put, like, I want to have, like, injured and stuff, but right now we're not going to do that stuff. So we're going to need the county that this person is in, which we have via location. So we're going to go county equals globals instance. What is this? County's parent location. What is your problem? Oh, we need get children. Children cannot convert int to bool. Oh no, we need get child. Get child, not get children. And then this needs to be a county with a capital C. All right, so then we have the county that they're in. And then we're going to go county data. It's a list, the county population. We're going to remove this. And then we're going to add it to the dead people list. What's going on here? County. So this is one of the things that I learned from that dude that just makes it life so, like, instead of, so before I would have put this in its own like public class. I would have had like a public class that I would have created called, I don't know, dying or something. And then I would have said has died in that public class. But in reality, this thing's interacting with this thing, like this is affecting this thing, so might as well put it in here. I think I'm doing it right. I don't know. Dead people. And we want to add you. There we go. What's your problem? Oh, yeah, you sure are. And then I'm going to put in GD print squigs. And actually, I'm going to use rainbow again on this. I wish more of the colors were just this. Whoops. Instead of having to do the color thing. Oh, you know what's funny is when I was fucking around with those signatures, I noticed a ton of the HTML or CSS, whatever that, has the same thing as this. It's probably I don't know, it's probably the same shit. Where you say the color at the beginning and you have to say it at the end too. I did not like it. Squigs. Last name. Has croaked. Okay, so we have this whole thing. If hit points is less than 1, they croak. So then let's go back and let's test this. I'm gonna change this 15 days thing though, because that will take too long to test. We'll put 2 days or something. Let's see what we got here. Game variables. Where did I stick this shit? Faction stuff, county population shit. We got a lot of these now. I saw it go by. No, I didn't. This is some bullshit. Yeah. Days did I not put a thing on it? County stuff? Days until damage from starvation. This is in the wrong spot. Let's put 2 days. And then let's also give them 2 hit points, because otherwise we're going to be waiting for another 10 days for this to happen here. Man, I don't know if you're still around, Joker, but I messed around with what are those things? Card starting hit points. I guess it's a global. Let's fix this global too. With um, viewports, it was so painful, man. It was so painful. I hated every second of it. Got it to work after many hours. Uh, Starting hit points is under population shit. Is this a county thing? I feel like this is this should be down here somewhere. And you know, I don't even know really how I did it. How I got it to work finally. It just suddenly started working. And I do this is a new thing. That's kind of interesting that it tells you that now that you need to build your project. I was doing all this stuff and finally I was like, fuck, I give up. I'm not going to use viewports. I'm going to figure out some other dumb way to do it. And then I was like, wait, what is this weird thing over here? Why is there a duplicate of this? And it was in this weird spot. And it was like some old viewport that I'd left sitting there while I tested other viewports, and it was working all of a sudden. I have no idea how, so I just moved it and used that one. It was rough. Uh, okay, starting hit points. Where are you at? 2. Uh, Days until starvation. 2. Run this. Let's see what happens. I have them getting like almost no food. I could have them get 0 food, but they're getting like 3 food each. Day 3. Oh, we got a bunch of bugs. Boo! It's fine. What do we got here? I shall. I hope. I shall. 137 on county data. I was instinctively going to the Control S to save. For each county population and population list. Why is this is so people started starving and then this thing. Oh, because this is empty now. Everyone's dead. I think that's what's happened. Everyone has starved to death. Yeah, Teresa Lewis is croaked. Donna Griffin is croaked. Jessica's croaked. Some of these people have not croaked, though. Jessica croaked. People are starting. I wonder why some of them. Oh, because some of them got like a day of things. So what we got to do is put in a thing. Exactly. Yeah. Like so in here, we just got to see if like is this list. Is this list, man? If everyone's dead, then you got more problems than if. This is I was sitting here staring at this because I was like, this shouldn't actually be what this is called, but you know what? I'm not going to change it. If county population list dot count is greater, actually is less than 1, This is a list with, oh, right. This has a special thing. I think we can just do this. Else. This goes to the end here. I don't want to go to the real end. Good God. This thing's long. Then that was wrong. We did the wrong spot. Oh no, we were fine. It was just taking so 0 or lower. Yeah. Oh, well, this is back to that thing where I said that someone in it was a YouTube comment was like, you should be using not equals to, just in case something weird happens. You're covered for that. Okay, where the fuck is this now? So, except I'm going to put in a little GD print in here. I'm going to use rich, and I'm going to put in a different color this time, because I don't know how to do that in mine as well, besides rainbow. What was that? I remember it was a pain in my ass. GD print colors. BB code. What is going on here? Yeah, well, I am looking for it. Exactly. That's what I'm looking for. This is old, but this particular thing, I don't think it's changed much. No, that is not. Let's see. Let me go over to here. Oh, we did this, but no, that cheat sheet, like the cheat sheet of the actual code. And that both of them. Because I can't remember what I need, like, an example. You know what I mean? Like what words do I type in? Is it just called BB code? Godot BB code. All right, we looked at this. I remember that, obviously. Bold. It's this. Color equals red. Can I make it flash? Let's see. Let's start simple here. Let me put this on my other monitor since I can't copy it. Do they have it down here somewhere? Oh, they do-ish. I can copy this, though. Green seems a little depressing. Thank you, by the way, to make it the color. Everyone is dead. And is that all I have to do? No, I probably need the $sign here. Let's see. Everyone is dead. Oh, that would be interesting too. I wonder if this updates. I bet you it doesn't. No, we have this is a list with notify. We should speed this up, or are we sitting here all day? Oh, we got bugs again. We got multiple. Okay, all right, stop. Copy air. It's probably, without having any population in there, it probably causes all sorts of issues. That's a thing we've never planned for here. County data 144. I didn't see any green stuff, but I also may have this. Oh no, everyone is dead. Everyone is dead. It's quite green too. You can do a. Does it know? Does it know? Here, let me see if I can copy this from here. The problem if I click an OBS, sometimes it gets weird. Um, can you just go like this? Let's see. We need this like that. This is in. Like I don't need to differentiate. Read that these are two different things. Um, let's run it again just to see. Ease equals -2. Oh, I didn't put that in there. Oh, what is this gonna do? I wonder how this thing got fucked up. It looks right here. This is wrong too, but it's so like the thing. Oh, day 5 has happened here. Oh, it is pulsing, but there's something else going wrong. This is at the end, and the color's right. We want this much faster though. We want it to blast my eyes out. Uh, oh, I have to end the pulse. Okay. Now let's look at this air. Thank you. Um, one more time here. I think it's the same spot, but just to make sure. 144. Let's make sure it's also in this script, which is county data. If it's less than 1. So there's some that are 1. So there's some that are 1, and then it goes through here. Let's see. What would the it's what would why would that if there's one person in here? This is a weird. Um, so maybe 5 isn't enough for the flashing frequency. So and so is croaked. Croaked. I was wondering if it's leaving like someone in there who's dead. count returns the actual number, not a zero. You know, not like the. If it's less than one, that's obviously not working. I wonder what count is returning. Like maybe count's off. Uh, population list count. Because this is like some manual shit that I wrote. Well, chat wrote. I'm going to blame it on chat. It's chat's fault. All right, let's see here. We can actually do this earlier, too. Now that I think about it, we could just check the population. Because we are planning to have, oh, that's very close to mine. It's like my brother Joe. We are planning to have empty places. Oh, let's see how our, whoops, not stack trace. Yeah, that's pretty good. 5's pretty good. I was thinking about this the other day that I'm trying to get my coworkers to use Control A more frequently. It's like if you're gonna learn a hotkey, Control A is the one you want to learn. If you only can use one hotkey, it's Control A, because it can be used for like everything. You type in your password wrong, you can Control A and then delete your password. You know, you can Control A everything everywhere. 145. Same problem, same place. You don't like hot? Control S, Control V, yeah, copy and paste. Yeah, copy paste is another pretty important one. What does this population count say? I know what the problem is. The problem is the heroes aren't in this list. So when the heroes are dying, it's trying to remove them from this list, and they aren't in that list. They're in a different list. Is there, you know what? I'll just put, we've done this before, and I was always surprised that this doesn't cause errors, but we'll do this. So we're just going to remove from all three. You know, I don't think I've ever used Vim. I have a friend who's very into the Linux stuff. I think he isn't Vim the IDE for programming? Or is that just, I don't even know what it is, I guess. Now let's go up to 8 speed here. And then we just, it didn't solve the problem. There's a guy named John Stewart there. We are at same thing. County data, where'd you go? 145, it's the same thing. What does this count say? Just Don, I mean, that's not like everyone is dead. Population list count is 0, and this is the next list. There's no food at all. These people are like slowly dying still. They're not dead yet. Population list count 1. Oh, it's Joseph Stewart. Yeah, that's what I say in the beginning. Is like I don't know if green's the right color for this. Um, if a list is empty, it's not null though, right? I remember asking ChatGPT this. As C sharp, if a list is empty, it isn't null. I'm not asking ChatGPT. I don't think it is. I think it just exists. Um, it's not equal to null. Like, is it? We don't want to clear it. We just want it to. How can I validate if a list is empty? This person got a negative. A negative. Bool is empty. So maybe this isn't the best way to do this. What is this? Any is not equal to any if empty. What is any? And yeah, it's a weird. So what is this? This isn't going to work with this though, because this is a special thing. This is a link thing. We could write in any. I don't know why the count wouldn't be. Let's go back and double check here. I wish we knew what line this was happening, at the time this was happening, because it's so much shit happens at once. But everyone is dead. Did I see a greeny go? This list is count as 0. There's another way we can do this though, and I think maybe we should be doing it over here. Not there. I know the problem. Annie. um, I know the problem. It's in the middle of the list when it removes itself, I think. I think that's what's going on. So it dies, you die in the middle. Maybe? Everyone is dead, everyone is dead. Population list is 6, and so then it's going through. I feel like this is working how we want it, except that I bet you, what does this actual error say? That should be the. This happened to me before. It was. It's like you're fucking with a list that you're in the middle of looping. I bet you if I put this error in here, it's gonna be like, whoops. It's gonna be like, you're fucking with this list that you're looping through. Yep, that's what it is. So there's what we do instead. Oh, we can't do it here then. I thought it was such a good idea. It was not a good idea. So what we'll do instead. Dude, have you done that? I've put some code in that was wrong and asked it, and sometimes it just tells you like steps for how you should troubleshoot, and other times it's done other things. Like it's actually adjusted the code. Uh, so the problem is we can't have this getter setter then. I thought this was such a cool idea. So instead, let's copy this over here. We'll get rid of this. Get rid of this crap. The whole method. And the getter setter. Just in case I forget it. So what we'll do instead is when this thing goes through the county data, population eats food, we're going to need a list of people who, I mean, we have the dead people list. I mean, is there a reason first? I think it probably the player would want to look at the list of dead people. I know that sounds gruesome, but it's think of like XCOM and all of those games where you look at every roguelike, you look at your past people that you've played. I think we're going to want to look at a list of the dead people. So I think that's so when they get to 0 hit points, we could change a bool and then it could go through the list. I don't want to go through the list that much, so I don't think we'll do that. We'll do it right here. And then we'll say if county population hit points is equal to, is less than 1. We'll do this here. Then we'll add them to like a temporary list that will be like a list of people who need to die. Right? It is people who need to die. So I should probably put this here. We're going to do a list of county population. Is this the right spot? Let me think about this here. People who need to die. And we'll do a new. I did this at another spot, and I had a method for it, and I forget. I just put them in there. I forget how I did it, though. Like, where I put the... So they're like, well, let's just think this through, and then we'll bust it out into another method. Because this is kind of... people who need to die. There we go. So we add them when they get to 0 hit points. And then when we're done with this loop, when we're done with this loop, which is right here, we go, we have another method that is kill everyone. With a capital K, though. No, we'll do kill people who need to die, is what we'll call it. And then we'll go to here, except we need to pass in this list of people who need to die. And then, what's your problem? We're going to have a list here. The obituary gets more interesting, the more complex the game gets, the more stuff that characters can do. That's definitely true. If it's just a list of dead people, it's like, who gives a shit, right? If it's just their names, like, but if it's a list of count so-and-so died, like, in CK3, I think it is, you can look at people you've killed. And occasionally I'll look at that and be like, oh, I killed that guy? Like, when did that happen? And it will be like some knight that I had seen, or Baron Dickweed, or something. People who need to die. And then that will pass in the people who need to die, and we'll go for each county population, in people who need to die. And then we're going to put a thing here. Sometimes it feels like that. Sometimes it doesn't. We don't need the county because we're in the county data. We don't want to remove this. We want to remove this county population. We don't need this thing. We don't need any of this crap. I guess this should have been in here anyways. I was in the wrong spot anyways because we're manipulating the lists in here. So this should have been in here anyways. Let's go county population. Do it like with important people. Like have the list of all the dead people, but then have like at the top like if they were important or something. But who's to judge who's important, right? I think I have this on my clipboard here. Okay, I love deleting people in the middle of the loop. And I'm gonna have them ask for stuff, and then also like when the economy where they ask to be their own, like for capitalism, like that's gonna be you're gonna know who that person is. You might have to have them murdered depending on what you want to do. I don't know if I want to do too much visual. So that's sometimes I feel like when I'm playing CK3, the event pop-ups. Um, I just saw your thing, Joker. I love deleting people. Yeah, it doesn't sound. Um, Sometimes I get annoyed in CK3 by the pop-ups, the event pop-ups. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm trying to fight a fucking war here, you know? So I want to have some, and I've been trying to figure out a way to do this where if it's a meter or something that like, you know, because it will be like, I don't want to say it's the pet a cat thing because I'm always in CK3. I'm like, yeah, definitely want to pet my cat. Like, thank you for doing that pop up. But it's stuff that I don't give a shit about. And so there's got to be like a way to put stuff you don't give a shit about in like a meter or something. I don't know, but there's gotta be something. I also played that. I was gonna stream it and I didn't because it was so bad. Um, Let me rephrase that. I didn't play it because it was not a game that I liked. It was this game where it was visual novel-esque. You were like the leader of a country, and it was just the whole game was just events. Um, and you like selected the events, and then that influenced the country, and like if you went to war and stuff. It was very well done, and the graphics were good for the visual stuff, but I did not like any of it at all. Oh, we already did this. We haven't gotten any bugs here. Man, everyone's dead. Everyone's dead. The workday's over for the population. They're all dead, though. Everyone's dead. Everyone's dead. I'm seeing if there's like any people that have survived the starvation. Everyone's dead. Um, there's one guy left. So I think that we got a problem here. Have I not put that in yet? I think it's busted. Let's go back. So workday over for population should no, I don't know how to do it yet. I haven't like thought about it enough, but like a meter that multiple meters that you can look at or something that are like in like somehow have data on what's going on that I don't know. There's got to be a better way than events popping up all the time. I mean, some events we definitely want, and I want to do like story events and stuff, but um, So okay, let's think. The workday over for population. So if no one is, they should be getting food actually. So when they've all died off, there should be enough food being scavenged. They shouldn't be dying. Actually, is the thing. Now that I think about it, some of them should die. I think because it's. I don't think you're going to be getting enough food, but they shouldn't. You know, and I didn't even look. We could have looked. Like, what are these people doing? Well, they're all dead now. Well, too late. Too late to see what they're doing. Let's see, because I may have not set the good sleep. I don't know if I ever. I don't know if I've fixed the next step, which is to assign them to work, and I don't think I have. So they should all be dying. So they're idle. Let's just see what happens at one. They're still idle. Yeah, I need to set the next step still because I changed it around and it's broken now, which is fine. Uh, So the workday over, they never stop being. They will starve themselves to death. Um, they will not work, which is bad. I think that everything's here except before they starve to death. We need to go back to the population. This is quite a thing here. Kill people who need to die. Adjust population happiness. Okay, starving. There's no food at all. We need to add a happiness thing that goes down much more significantly. They're already going to get one hit from this. So we got to keep that in mind. But we could put this here. And so that amount that it's getting is what we're passing in here. So that would be a 1. That would add an additional 1. And it would give them another -1 to their to their happiness, so they would go down by 2. But let's say you have 50 happiness, and it would take 20 days. Or sorry, 10 days. 15 days would be a -30. That's pretty severe. Let's leave it at that for now. I'm going to put a note. It doesn't really matter that much because we don't have any balance yet. The balance is way off. Until we get some things worked out, like basically until we get a full day of people working and not working, this balance is just going to be all fucked up. So this will give each population an additional -1 to their happiness, which works for now. And then we'll deal with that. Like once the balance we start fucking with balance, we'll see what we need. Visiting heroes. Okay, we already have a note for that. Whoever has been starving the longest should eat the leftover food first. Everyone loses happiness. We took care of that just now. Everyone starts taking damage. So this is the final key for the food eating part, which is, I always, in my mind, I always think, oh, we're almost to the next part, but it's not, because the next part is they use resources. This is a lot of counting and stuff. I'm really worried that things are gonna bog down. I don't think I'm gonna put that in there. But yes, I have heard that before. That if they eat like a block of cheese. I don't know why. You know why I thought a block of cheese is because of a Band of Brothers. I think when they find the starving people, I'm laughing at it. A terrible time to be laughing and talking about Band of Brothers. Of the concentration camp, they like bring a block of cheese and they're like, don't give them that block of cheese. That's not what they say. Whoever has been starving the longest should eat the leftover food first. So that's going to be the final Check. The problem with that is if we go to here, it's going to be a lot of fucking around over here. Let's just put this in for a note for the next time. Let's put this in. I don't think it's that important right now. Um, it's not like a game change. Like it's not like them eating food, which is extremely important. So let's put this in for like the next round. I gotta put some limits on myself. Uh, Otherwise, I'll be working on this population thing for an attorney. So let's put this in. This definitely, we want this in here. So let's turn this into a thing. It will be in the next round. Um, and let's fix a couple of these bugs too. I'm gonna take a let's I'm gonna take a break and then let's look at these weird little bugs for a second before we get on to the next thing. This is a good time to fix these other like little bizarro things that have been popping up. Remember that this is a strategy game. I never know. Like sometimes I keep playing that Kingdoms game, and I should just be waiting until they release a patch because there's so many problems with it. But I don't know why I keep playing it. That Fields of Glory 2 Kingdoms. I have all these like issues with the actual mechanics, but I guess I'll play some more. But I often wonder what they're like how much of a simulation is this, or are they just fudging some numbers? And so Dominions does this thing that in Dominions, if you have a province and you look in it, you own a province, you can see the enemy in next door, and it gives you a vague amount of the next door. And I think Kingdoms, this Fields of Glory Kingdoms, does the same thing. But I also think it's cheating very severely, and I that makes me frustrated. And but it's also like, how much are they simulating for the AI nations? And today when I was playing, I noticed. So I played Ireland a bunch of times, and like on turn 3, the faction in Ireland that I have started on and played a bunch of times uh, cannot take this empty tile next or empty county next to him. There's no fucking way. I've tried. There's no way to do it on like until like turn 5 or something, turn 5 or 7 or something. There's no fucking way you can do it. The computer did it on turn 2, and I was like, well, obviously they're fucking cheating, and that like made me so mad. I mean, I guess you could do it. You could do it if you ruined your economy and everyone starved and you had no money and you had no people. You could do it, but there's no like, and so then it made me wonder how much back to the how much are they simulating and how much are they just bullshitting? Because also like if you take a county in that game, you can see what they built, and they built garbage. They built the dumbest shit, and you're like, um, why did they build this? It's just like a big list of dumb shit, uh, and it's like, oh, then they almost never build any food places, and so it's like, oh, the computer must be able to not have to eat food, since we're speaking of food. But yeah, it is interesting, like how deep of a level do you want to go back into RimWorld? That would be like the lowest and the highest level. That's like a very, very, each person has feelings and whatever, and they break and get mad. I don't want to go that low, but I want to get to some of that in there. This is the whole reason why I want all of the people to be listed, is I want you to have a feelings when they die. That's it. That's the whole thing. I want you to be like sad when they die. That's why we're giving them names and feelings and stuff. And so that when you see this, you are sad. Um, and I think they must just be giving them food. They get like a set amount of food each turn or something. But I read a thing that said that they try not to have the AI cheat. They try not to do that, but they obviously are cheating. I also like surrounded this guy's castle, and he just kept building more guys. It's the classic Civ thing. In Civ, you surround their final capital, and they're still pumping out troops. You're like, how? It's impossible. So, anyways, I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me put up my break timer. Let me skip this song that you guys can't hear, and let me pause my music, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let me turn on my break timer. I got this spam text when I was streaming for the last hour, and I'm confused by it. It says From Trump, I care deeply about John. Who the hell is John? What is that? I know it's not like a real thing. It's, it has a link too that I'm not clicking on. But who the hell is John? And why does he care deeply about him? Or why do they think that's important to spam out? Um, okay, what were we doing? Oh, we were gonna take a look at these bugs here. Population. So there's something going on with this top bar. See, this is over at 2. I think I might know what it is. Let's look here. I don't remember messing with this, but I must have. Well, let's look at the top. Yeah, so look at that. Like the control itself is slightly off. I think that's the control. I think this is supposed to be 26 pixels. No, it's not. 28? Does that look right? No. 32. 32 looks okay. 31. 31 looks right. That's weird. So I wonder if that's going to affect other. Maybe I changed it. I probably changed something when I was messing with something else because I thought that would solve some other problem. So let's see what problems that just caused. And I might need to put... see, like day and time is towards the top. Speed pause is also towards the top. So there's something else in here that's smaller. This could just be some old shit. This might not be centered. No, it is, but look, that's not right. We need container sizing here, I believe. I don't have a minimum size on here. We want it to... What are you inside of? You have a margin container in here for some reason. What's up with this margin container? Why are you in here? Why is this a margin container? I think this should be an H box. It's, you gotta have a lot of H boxes here. And this is just the label. So this H box is weird too. We probably want it to automatically fill its shit up. What am I looking for here? Not that. We want it to go like that. And then this thing, that's okay that that's over like that because now it is actually centered. And then what is this thing? We have a margin container here too. Wonder why. I must have messed something up. And this is old. This is some old shit. So then this will go... I do have a minimum size on here. I wonder if I have a minimum size on this one. 75. It seems kind of small, but I guess when the days get really long. Let's make it 100. Nope, not 10. 100. Now it's fucked up. Now I've fucked it up. Is this thing inside of an H box? What's going on over here? It is inside of another H box. This is a panel. This is a panel that doesn't do anything. Oh, it made it so that it didn't have the gray. Oh, and it looks like maybe I put that margin container, so this was over from the left a little bit. But I think I can do that without... Do we want this to be gray? What does it look like now? It kind of looks like a button, which maybe that's what I was going for. So if we did put this panel here and we put this here, now it's all fucked up. This would need to be like that. Look at this thing. It's like I just had the thought, just delete it all and start over and fix it. We're not gonna do that. This H box is off. What do you got going on here, H box? That used to be a position. There we go. You had some weird position set. And then this thing is all of them. So this is, but this, look how this is like overlapping. I made this 100. Yeah, so this is fucked up. Let's put this thing. Nope, can't do it. This is a panel. We need it to. It's an interesting. To want that. This is fill. I wonder why this is overlapping here. Oh, it's the H box that's overlapping. We need to put this panel at 100. There we go. Then this should actually be, what did I put this top panel at? 31. Minimum 30. See, something changed and now this is bigger than it used to be. And I probably don't need to manually put this crap in here, so let's not do that. So this top bar H box, we have this panel that's 100. This thing, minimum size, it's 131. This one's 125. Why don't we just turn it to whatever? See, then it starts going south there. But that's okay. We can fix that with not that. With this. And then this thing now shouldn't be overlapping. And it's not. This is pretty close to the side. So that's probably what that margin container was. But I think I can put like a something like on the label or something, like get the fuck away from the side. Is it theme, constant, styles, line spacing? Maybe I can't. How bad is it gonna look here? It's fine. This is all going to go through a beautification process at some point. So it's, look at that. It's not, like, none of this shit matters. I mean, it does matter, but it doesn't. Look, we got this is wrong, too. Left we do want. Right? What? Oh, I see. This is an H box now, so this matters less. We want that to be left. Let's fix this H box. I think these do the same thing, but it's weird. All right, so that's fixed now. Those, I guess the top bar became a different size. I wonder if it's because of these icons or something. This looks centered. This looks centered. So let's rerun this. And then let's open a panel on top of it. I don't know if we have it where it automatically stops it. it doesn't look like I do. I mean, I guess that looks better. It looks fine. It doesn't. This is like, I don't know what I have at the top here. There probably should be a margin container that's just at the top. Because otherwise, I think this might be a theme, actually. This part wouldn't be, though. This is the county info panel. What is, oh, there's a margin container at the top. And it's at 26. So, see, I did have this at 26 at some point. It's weird that this has changed. I wonder what changed it. I mean, obviously I changed it, but I wonder what I was doing to cause it to change. And probably we want this to be one more. Where did my shit go? We probably want this to be 32, just so it's not touching so closely. I mean, this shit isn't the end of the world either, but then when we open up this panel, I bet you the panel is busted too still. Yeah, it is. So we need to, I think this is the theme. Let's look at our resources too. This just goes over the top, so we don't give a shit. The population list, what do we got going on here? There's a margin container at the, yeah, it's weird that something, I wonder what it was, because I vaguely remember fucking around with something. Population list container here. This is a margin container that it's sitting inside of. But then like this thing below it, I just have its position down. Why? No, there's something else controlling it. Why did I do it this way? What is this thing? This is a panel container. It's supposed to fill. Okay, no, this margin container, it doesn't say it has it turned on though. But if we put it, is there anything else that's in here, like doing anything? No. Did I just put this to sit in here? Like, what is, no, these are all like set to fill. Oh, it must be inside this theme. Which is a good idea, yeah. And so it should be 32. To just have that a theme, so I don't have to go through every single one and, I left that thing open. But I think I got rid of most of them. You can't see the top anymore. It just goes over the whole thing. Just ease of use. We got a debug, but that's because this was open. Let's go back to this theme. This should be 31, I guess. See, that has that line now too. That's just such, it's just such a straight line. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, like some of these, oh, do you not have their theme assigned? No, there's another theme. There's, wait, that was the research control? You're supposed to be the same theme. Do I have some like override on the theme? Like a variation in here or some shit? Doesn't look like I do. I should have kept that playing. Was that the description panel though? Maybe it doesn't have the theme. It says it does. Maybe there's another spot. Is this still at 32? I'm gonna change this to 31 if it is. See, I can get rid of this control completely. Because I don't like that little line. I did drag and drop this piece of paper icon thing. I had another one too that I use that it's just so ugly that I had to turn it off. I mean, the whole thing's pretty ugly, but I mean that's fine. This is ugly too, but resources is not an issue. That's not an issue. Research, this is not the description panel. This is research. This is the research control. Which there it is. I wonder why it's not following the theme. I wonder where I'm overriding that theme. Here's a margin container. See, I don't need that control either. Here it is. Here's the theme override. Just turn that off. And that fixed that. And I think that's everything. So we can close this thing. Using resources is next. We kind of got to do that. Didn't I fix this theme? This is, you can tell all this shit's old because I didn't know what I was doing. Research. Don't. Let's see here. That's 31. This isn't that though. This is this. This is the research control, which we have another panel container in here too. This could have a theme override in it. It doesn't. The flying fuck is this? I'm not messing with that. 48? You can see it. It's right there. But this is 31, and 31 is right? Let's see. We can test that with this. 31 is right. So what is... It is set to expand the whole thing. What about this thing? Are you set to expand the whole way? You weren't. Son of a bitch. There we go. Rat bastard. Rat bastard is one of my favorite things. I used to have a roommate that called everybody rat bastard, like everybody. So I think that's fixed. Let's mark that off. And then check to make sure the amount of fluence is getting generated correctly. I think it should be 5, but it looks like it's 10. I did notice that the other day. Every day they should get 5 influence, but maybe I changed that amount. So let's... oh, the pause is off now, though. Where is that pause thing? I forgot the pause was also off. Pause control is in here. See, it's set as 24. I wonder what changed. Let's look at its text here. We just want it to be centered. That's probably fine now. Bugger? One bugger. Oh, well, down here. I thought we were still talking about rat bastards. What was I doing? No rat bastards. Make sure the influence count. Okay, unpause. Wait. So we want to look. It's already at 10. Did it start at 10? I mean, 1,000 or whatever in 10. 1,010. It didn't. So at 1 o'clock, it we're getting 10. But did I change it to 10? That's quite possible. Let's look at our globals here, and then can I filter this? Influence. Daily influence gain is 5, and then if they have the leader of people influence, they get an additional 5. That would be the reason why I forgot that I wanted to do that, because the leader of being the leader, you have to get some influence, otherwise you're screwed. Being the leader, you get a 5 influence bonus, and if it's not you, being the leader gets, and if the leader has the leader of people perk, they get another 5. And the reason I was thinking about that, trying to save the website again, was because you start with a leader that has the leader of people perk, but if he croaks, then you're probably not going to have that perk. Yeah, so this used to say helpful, unhelpful, then it stopped. So let's see here. It just stopped. It did it with this guy, with the hero. So there's like a bug somewhere. That is going to be the population row. It's a description list. It's this thing actually, and it's probably, this is all broken. Generate the row. Update helpful perk. Perk data new. If the perk is true, unhelpful perk name. Otherwise it says helpful. Let's go to our perks. What's going on in here? Oh, unhelpful. The name is in there. Leader of people. I wonder. Now it's using the same thing. If check for perk unhelpful equals true, unhelpful, well, if this is working, we would get some people. There would be some people who were helpful. Like it would and I don't think I've ever seen a person that's helpful. Yeah, so something's not happening here. And this is going for each, it's putting in their age and stuff. So this part's working. Maybe like, but why would yeah, these are all on. I was thinking maybe this was on or missing or something. So it's putting in the person population row. Person first name is helpful or unhelpful. And then we'll do plus person, I don't know what, helpful. We got to do the perks. This became a dictionary at some point, and maybe that's when that broke. perks unhelpful. Value? What did I call this thing? This person is just genuinely an ass. um, I don't know if it's going to do this, if this is null. I must have messed around with something over there. And maybe I was like, oh, we don't need that shit. Let's get it out of there. But yeah, it's giving us a bug when I try to do that because there's no key for that for the first person. So let's do this. So what it's doing is if it does this, let's see. If it does this, it's like check for perk. And it's check for perk contains key return true. It should still be putting this true or false. Perks contains key. So if there's no key there at all, it returns false. And returning false should be it should say helpful. But it's not saying anything. This should actually be this check for perk. It shouldn't be in perk data. It should be in county population. But that's fine. All we're doing is checking to see if it exists. Something must be wrong here. If perk data is equal to true, update unhelpful perk. And we know it's going to here. It's going through all these. And you know it's weird too. Did I save this? I did, but I just did it again. I guess for the leader, we're always making them perk or helpful. We're making it so the leader's always helpful. We should be getting some, even randomly, we should be getting some people here. So there's something wrong with, like we're forcing the leader to be helpful, but we should also be getting like a 10% chance somewhere. Starting hit points, preferred skill, generate, blah, blah, blah. True, true, false, false. Where's their perks thing? Generate leader perks, generate population perks. These should be pretty much perks. So we have a perks thing. This is adding leader of people. This is the dictionary thing. And then this is adding all perks. It's adding it to there. This is adding unhelpful to everybody. Perks you don't roll against, they just give you different stuff, different abilities or whatever. They don't have like a skill setting. But I think I'm going to call it a day early, and I think I'll fix this offline probably, because this is just, I don't know why I was giving them all unhelpful. Something broke in here. But this is not right. It's supposed to be doing a random amount, and there's no, you know what it's doing? You know what I think I was probably thinking here was that this perk had a true false in it, but it doesn't have a true false in it. So it's giving them all the unhelpful perks. So they wouldn't have worked anyways, because they're all unhelpful all of a sudden. But yeah, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you guys for joining me. Lord Mac Joker. Always good talking to you guys. And I will talk to you next time. Have a good rest of your day.